Yo, Salaam nerds. This your boy Neebs, aka Watch with Neeb. Then I'm here with my co-host Jeff, aka Jazz Wolf.
Jazz Wolf.
Yeah, because we're coming to you live Saturday. It's Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night
It's
Live.
Saturday Night Live. I
We
know
should have done like a whole Saturday Night Live bit here.
we should have done a Saturday night. Oh, that would have been so smart. I wish we were this smart. But we're doing a Saturday episode because Jazz is going to some concert Sunday or doing something Sunday.
Yeah, I'm doing something Sunday.
All right. Well, Jazz is doing something Sunday, so we're like, you know what? Let's drop the Salaam weekly episode a day
It's a
early.
concert. It's a
Yeah,
concert. It's
yeah.
Jai Wolf. He's the guy who gave us the intro song. Wonderful
I
person on our
know.
podcast before. So I have to go support my boy. Bought tickets and whatnot. He tried to give me tickets for free again. I was like, no, I'm buying tickets in my city. We've got to support you. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice. That's what you got to do, man. You got to support your people, man. Support the
Mm-hmm.
people. Support your friends. People out here always supporting like celebrities who have no idea who you are, but your friends, man. You got to support your friends, your boys, your
Always.
local podcast people. Yeah. Speaking of Jai Wolf, one of the Bachelor contestants actually dropped the Jai Wolf music on his video, and so many people tagged us into it. They're like, "Oh, look, it's the Salaam Nerds intro. It's the Salaam Nerds intro." They don't realize it's a real song.
It's a real song. Our boy Sajib, who goes by the stage name Jai Wolf, wrote Indian Summer, and that is our intro song. We have permission to use it. But yeah, it was so funny seeing all the comments on it. We're like, all right, you know what this means, man? We just got to bring Braden on at some point.
Well, yeah, we got to bring on Brittany, even though he was like the worst character this season. We're gonna have to bring him on.
Hey, man, I would love to grill him. So
Yeah, man, let's go after him. Also, speaking of Jai Wolf, his song is actually playing right now because Miss Marvel is actually on TV right now, live. And at the end, they play his song.
Indian Summer, the song we use. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song that we use, man. But it always gives us issues with like copyrights and stuff, even though we have
On
permission
Facebook,
to use it.
yeah.
I know, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah, because they like Facebook wants like official contracts and stuff, and Studios like just on a podcast like, yeah, just use it whenever. And I'm like, is that a contract? Oral contracts are legal in Texas. I guess that works, right?
I know. One of these days we're gonna meet him and be like, "Hey, can we use 20 seconds of your song and get like some permission to use it for our podcast?" Like, that's it. We'll get it from him in writing one of these days.
One
But
of these days.
we love that dude. Yo, I got his.
Yo,
shirt.
he's a homie.
Yeah, we're big fans. He's got a new tour coming up, so go check out his tour, man.
It's called the Blue Babu Tour. It's always funny when we say Babu, but yeah, it's a Blue Babu Tour, and the music is fire. Highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely, dude. That was my first EDM concert. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. All right, what else is happening in reality TV this week, man? Let's see what's going on. Do you remember Love Is Blind, Jazz?
Yeah, I remember. I actually watched Love Is Blind. It's one of the few reality shows I watch.
So Love Is Blind is probably going to be coming back, I think, around September. So that's going to be exciting to watch.
Oh, what city is it this time?
I think it's DC.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
That is going to be interesting. You know,
yeah, because
people who work for the government.
Well, but like Love Is Blind is sorry, not Love Is Blind, but DC is a very transient city, right? Like every 4 to 8 years, people come in and out. So I don't know. Are these people that like live in DC permanently, or are these just more transplants from whichever administration's in office right now?
I don't know, man. That's going to be really, really interesting. I wonder if they're going to be political people, and like, what if there's like left-leaning people and right-leaning people, and they fall in love, and then they have to go through this? That'd be so crazy.
This is why I'm so excited about it. Like when you said DC, my mind immediately went, "Oh, this is gonna be spicy." Like I'm excited.
That's gonna be pretty spicy. Speaking of Love Is Blind, remember Nick Thompson? He was on the season with Dipti and Shake. He was like the white guy.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like
the big forehead.
Yeah, big forehead dude. So
nothing against big forehead. It's just how I remember him. Like
he had a 5 head.
Yeah, straight up, he had a 5 head. Yeah, but that's just how I remember him.
Some of the most beautiful people have a 5 head. Rihanna has a 5 head. Okay, it's all right.
Hey man, don't you dare insult Rihanna.
I'm just saying, like some of the most beautiful people have it. Don't hate
Don't you
big,
dare
big
insult Rihanna.
foreheads. Don't
She's
hate on big.
gorgeous.
Rihanna is gorgeous. That's my point. I'm saying gorgeous people have
Hmm.
5 heads.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy, he is claiming that he is almost homeless now because of the show.
Wow.
Yeah, he said because of the show, he is homeless.
But why?
So he was a VP of marketing for some company, and they were downsizing, and they let him go. And he
Okay.
was like, it happens. Sucks, but it happens. And he says he has not been able to find a new job anywhere because of the show.
I don't think it's because of the show. I think that's just generally the job market right now.
Right? I think so too. I don't think it's because of the show, but he is claiming the show did all this horrible stuff to them. He said trying to do a lawsuit and trying to sue the show, saying they forced him to drink and they didn't give him food. So like, they starved them and they forced them to drink. And I don't think that's true because we have two friends that are on the show and they did not drink and they ate really well according to them. So
Well, no, I do remember them partially saying sometimes in the recording, right? It'd be like 11, 12 hours at a time. Like, yes, they were fed. Like, they obviously weren't starved, like he's claiming,
right.
but the meals were very spaced out from what I remember.
Mm, here's the thing. The only reason I kind of believe that is because unscripted reality TV does not have a union.
Yeah.
So food, craft table, all that stuff may not be as available to them as other shows. So I kind of see that.
Yeah.
But when they were in the pods, though, they were well fed, though, because you were allowed to, because like you
Oh,
were
you could
allowed
bring
to,
a plate in and like, a drink in.
yeah.
That's right.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember, Juhi told us they made Indian food, so they just had the producers go out, bring a bunch of food, and they cooked it themselves,
Yeah, that's right. I just thought
right?
that like that was like off scene, like off camera and all that. But now
Yeah,
that you mentioned that they could bring food in, and I'm seeing a visual in my head of someone bringing the food plate, yeah, you're right. Like that doesn't make sense.
right. And they had snacks all over, like there were snacks in the cupboards and stuff like that at all times. And also, our friend Hasib made a video about that, and he goes, listen, he looked at a picture of himself and he goes, do I look like I was missing meals? Hasib lost a lot of weight though.
Oh, mashallah, yeah. It's just
Yeah,
really
yeah,
funny whenever he says it.
he did point that out. He said it himself. We're not making fun of him. He
Right,
said
yeah.
it
It's just
himself.
funny when he says it. Yeah.
So I don't know if and plus they don't drink. So like if two Muslims can be on the show and not drink, I'm pretty sure you can say no to alcohol also.
Yeah. So that was definitely a personal choice there. Like I think he may have chosen not to eat, like just to like get through his stuff quickly
Yeah.
and drink at the same time. And now he's trying to say, like, oh, because of that, I behave differently than I normally would. And therefore people are seeing it. Therefore I can't get a job.
Yeah.
Or, homie, you're just unemployable.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I mean, like, where's your reference at, bro? Like, where that reference at? You got
Yeah.
downside, right?
Like I'm sure.
Take that what's the name? Severance and and that unemployment and then start looking for a new job.
So actually I'm reading his stuff right now.
Okay.
His unemployment's gone. He cashed out his 401k. He
He
has a
cashed
mortgage.
he
Yeah, no.
cashed out his 401k, bro. We can't be doing that.
I mean, he's desperate, dude. He has like no money and he has 2 months left of savings to pay for his mortgage.
Wow. I would just sell my house, man.
Yeah, apparently he's applied to 400 jobs. So
400 jobs, bro. Bro. I don't know. Maybe he
yeah,
just
I
didn't want
don't.
to take a pay cut.
I think that's the thing. I think he's trying to find the exact same role at a similar pay.
Right.
And in this economy, if he's in a certain field, a lot of those positions are being cut, or they're bringing in new people at lower rates. So yeah, like it's a shit situation, but that's not the show's fault.
But here's the thing, right? I've done background checks at work. The way it works is we get a background check on somebody. They don't come back with me with any information unless it's relevant to the job. Like they'll never tell me like this person's on social media, this person that. They'll just be like, hey, this person's been arrested. Hey, this person's been on like a registry, like that kind of stuff. They'll tell us, but they don't come back and tell us anything outside of that.
Correct. Yeah, people have personal lives. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, like it's really really weird. Unless like I was like the hiring manager and I happened to Google that person's name and all that stuff came up. That's me going out of my way to do that. Then maybe, but regular background checks do not care if you've been on reality TV. To my
Definitely.
knowledge,
Let's check what comes up when I search Nick Thompson.
Nick Thompson. Is it douchebag?
No. First thing comes up: Love is Blind. Nick Thompson adjusted rumors he's getting divorced.
So big deal. People get divorced all the time,
Right? Yeah. Like, there's nothing here.
right? I mean, you would actually have to watch the show to realize that he's not a likable person. You cannot just like Google that.
Right. Like, this is no. Even when I'm reading it, like, it's a divorce. There's like no allegations of anything else. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, it doesn't claim like, he was abusive or anything. They just got divorced because they're probably not compatible.
I call bullshit on his whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with it. But I do kind of like the idea of a union for unscripted reality TV show. I don't know if that's possible,
I don't think it is.
right? Because anybody would be willing to do it. Like reality TV is just like people. I don't know. People do it for free. If someone's willing to do something for free, how can you actually unionize it?
Right. Like, if people are doing it for free, right? Union dues are paid from your paycheck, right? Certain percentage.
Exactly.
So if you're no, there's nothing there. Like, and then healthcare being all like everything tied to benefits. Like, no, like if you're doing for free, there's no damages, there's no
Yeah.
value to be based off of. You can't unionize on that.
And reality TV is one and done. You don't jump from reality TV to reality TV to reality TV. I mean, it happens for some people, but they have to be really, really likable or really, really hateable.
Kwame.
But like, yeah, like there's not enough people to make that a union.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what I don't think that'll happen. It'd be nice for them to just be treated as humans and regular people. But yeah, like
I think SAG-AFTRA could do that. Like, yo, if you're gonna be part of our, if any of your studios are gonna be part of our, bargaining, right?
yeah.
Reality TV stars or reality TV, actors, right? They get this base minimum of what's on set and how they're treated.
Yeah.
It's
Like
part of the bargaining. Like that's something that's doable.
I think so too. I think the people that do have pull are like the Bravo people, right? The Kardashians, the Real Housewives, uh, these kind of shows have some pull because
Yeah,
they're on the show every season. It's the same people all the time. Maybe they
correct.
have a little bit of a pull. I don't see like these dating shows or contest shows or social experiment shows having any kind of pull.
Yeah, no, I don't see that. So I think, SAG could probably do something with it.
Yeah. But there are some shows where like, you gotta make sure that people's safety is of everyone's concern. Have you heard about the controversy with the show Below Deck?
No, what's below deck?
Okay, so I don't really watch this show, but apparently it's a show about like a cruise ship, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Below
Right?
deck.
It's
Got
like
it.
it's like a cruise ship and like people, they're like skippers, first mate, all that stuff. So like these people on the cast, they get like really drunk and stuff like that. So this girl, like, they got really drunk, they were partying, whatever. This girl gets into bed and like trigger warning. I'm gonna do a little trigger warning, but like this guy kind of just goes into her room and gets into bed with her. And like I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, the producers break the fourth wall and they're like, no, no, you got to get out. And then he pushes the producers out of the room and closes the door. And they like knock the door open. And basically, he was naked and got into bed with her.
Oh shit.
Like, no consent, no nothing. And he literally was like naked, pushing these people out of the room. And they were like, no, like they pushed their way through. And like he was already like in bed and they pulled him out. And like he was crazy drunk and he was like yelling and being belligerent. And he was really, really mad. And it was wild. And then they literally kicked him off the ship and the crew the next day.
I mean, good.
Right? Like,
Like good on the producers for like not letting that play out. Like,
yeah.
oh my god, that's not something I would have expected. But all right, good on them for prioritizing her safety there.
That's criminal. Like that guy should
That's
be
straight
in
up criminal. Yeah,
jail. The
he should
thing
be.
is, the thing is, it's not hearsay. Like the whole thing is on video. The whole thing's on the
Right.
show.
Correct. I don't even say allegedly here. Like, no, what he did was a crime.
Yeah, it's on my Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter, it'll be like one of the third or fourth things. I don't even watch this show, and I was like, whoa, this is insane. This guy is like unhinged.
Yeah.
And he was actually mad. He wasn't like, oh, okay. He was actually mad. He was like pushing people and trying to force his way to stay in.
The level of entitlement here, like, I'm pretty sure he's probably done this before then if he got mad at this. Yeah. Like, you don't get mad at something like this. Like, you only get mad if you feel entitled to it, meaning, you know you can get away with it or you've gotten away with it before.
I feel like stuff like that happens on cruise ships a lot, probably because of like maritime law and like all of like the stereotypes that go with it. Like I don't know if you watched Succession, but that was like a big plot point in Succession.
Yeah.
Like, so many people got like abused and assaulted on cruise ships. And like you would think like, you know, if a cabin like member or like I don't know, like a customer got assaulted, that would be like crazy. That would definitely like make news. But like the cabin people and like the people that work and like I don't know, I feel like some people like that probably does happen to them. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there is admiralty. Like, there are rules on the sea.
Right.
And then, ultimately the captain can determine what the rules are based on whatever countries he's from.
Yeah.
Or whatever country they're associated with. So that's a thing too. But yeah, like I think it's such a frustrating thing to talk about.
That's
just
crazy.
Because there's so many countries and each one has different rules for X, Y, and Z. And then with international waters, where does a boundary and all the other nonsense. Like
also like cruise ships leaving from a certain area don't belong technically to that country, because like for tax reasons and stuff like that, they'll have
they fly a flag like Seychelles or something. Yeah,
like registered to Panama or something like that, but they're really taking people from like the US and stuff like that. There's a lot of like weird stuff that goes on with that.
Right. Yeah, but I think a lot of the cruise ships, like that are in the Gulf here, they stay within international waters of a country that we have treaties with. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Generally speaking, if you go into like a cruise to like Puerto Rico or Cozumel, like I think that should be fine.
I've never been on a
yeah
cruise. Have you been on a cruise?
If you were to go like international waters, that's not something I would do personally.
Have you been on a cruise though?
I've been on a cruise, yeah.
I've never been on a cruise. What's it like?
Man, honestly, so as a Muslim, it's actually kind of fun because like food and like everything is free and you only have to pay for alcohol, but since we don't drink, like
suckers.
Yeah, right. So that's the one perk of it. It's a lot of fun. The one thing I do hate, like if anybody's sick, it will spread very quickly through everybody.
Oh, that's why during COVID it was like they took such a huge dive and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had to, because like you were so close with like 800 other people, like you can't stop that.
Ew, gross.
So like, like little stomach bugs will float around on cruise ships quite a bit, colds, flus, which is really annoying because like I get it, you paid a lot for your vacation, but don't screw it up for everybody else. Come on, people.
Wear a mask. You said
Yeah.
sanitizer, all that stuff. All right.
Easy, right?
One last reality TV before we take our break. Have you ever heard of the show called Claim to Fame?
Nope.
It's actually really good. So like basically it comes on right after The Bachelor. So I don't mean to watch it, but I'm too lazy to turn off my channel. So like I accidentally watched a little bit, and it's really good. So basically what happens is like there's a bunch of people who are related to celebrities. And
Oh
then
wow.
everyone else on the show has to figure out what celebrity they're related to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they give you like clues, and every time you do like a challenge, they give you like more clues, and you got to figure it out. And they give you puzzles, and then people have alliances. It's really, really interesting. Like one person was actually related to. Everyone thought he was like a Trump supporter, and he was trying to give people like this image that he was like a conservative, and he was like this like like Trump supporter, or like he's related to Trump. So like all the clues, he was kind of making all the clues lead to that. But like people still liked him a lot. People were like, "Yo, I can't believe he's related to Trump, but I like him so much." But at the end, when they tried to get rid of him, and they tried to say, "Okay," at the end you have to guess who their celebrity person is. But the guesser, if he guesses wrong, he has to leave.
Oh, so that's the twist. I was like,
That's
yeah, what's the point of this? Like,
yeah.
what's
So,
the end goal? Like, what are
so
they trying to
right,
accomplish?
they have to nominate a guesser, and the guesser has to
Okay,
pick somebody that they're trying to guess.
gotcha.
And then one person gets to be like safe. Whoever won the challenge gets to be like immune to it.
Got it.
So everyone thought this guy was related to Trump. Turns out he's related to Jimmy Carter.
Oh, good old Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter.
And Jimmy Carter was like sick during the taping of this. And he was like talking about his grandfather and like how he is with his family and what a good person he is. Like it was a really cool moment. It was pretty cool. The show is pretty interesting. One guy everyone thought was related to a basketball player, but it looks like he's going to be related to Little Nas X. So he's making everyone believe he's related to a basketball player. But he's actually related to Little Nas X.
That's cool. All right, all right. I
So,
understand the premise.
so like,
Like,
so everyone thought like all the clues were leading to like a basketball player, and then one clue says he's like a LGBT like person, and then was like, what basketball player is gay? Like they're all trying to figure out what basketball player is gay, and they don't have the right clues. So it's really, really funny. And then I think one person, everyone thought he was related to Elton John, because
okay.
the clues all had to do with like Las Vegas having like exuberant codes. They had like a spaceman, and they thought that might have been a reference to Rocket Man. So they were like, "Oh man, he's definitely related to Elton John." But turns out he was actually related to Donny Osmond.
Yeah, that. What's a space reference then?
I guess maybe he won like a MTV award or something. Maybe I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. I don't know what the space was. There was an astronaut on there. Maybe one of his songs had to do with space or astronaut. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know, but cool.
It's a cool show. I actually liked it. I might keep watching it. I might keep watching it. It's pretty cool. I'll keep you guys up to date on like who keeps winning.
All right, cool. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it was cool. All right, we're gonna go to a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with some nature, nerd culture, and nerd stuff right after these
Nerd
messages.
nature news.
Nerd nature news. I'll be right back after these messages. And we're back, guys. Welcome back to Salaam Nerds. Jazz, what's going on in nerd culture, man? There's some crazy stuff going on right now. Have you heard of the hikes that Disney and Hulu are doing right now? They're hiking the prices
Yeah,
on all their streaming services.
yeah. I mean, Disney is losing a lot of money. Disney Plus has never been profitable. In fact, they're about to have a lawsuit from all the investors because they were promised Disney Plus would be money making, right?
Yeah.
But investors feel like they were misled, and therefore they invested money in the company. But that's a fraud case technically. So yeah, they have to raise prices to bring in more revenue. Otherwise, a lot of bad stuff can happen.
Disney price took a dip. I remember they were at like 130 at one point, and then they went down to like 84. Like, damn.
Hold on, let me look at Disney stock, because I remember at one point like they were almost in the 200s.
Were they? I remember there was like at 130 when I had it, and then I was like, ooh, Oh
Oh
god.
man, that's brutal. Yeah, it's down
It's
to
brutal.
89.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. I don't know. But
Oh
like,
yeah, it was around 200 in 2021.
should have sold then.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because they have these really weird like leadership that is telling them these like weird things. Like, did you know that like Secret Invasion was meant to fail?
I did not know that. No, what?
So it wasn't really meant to fail, but they wanted Secret Invasion to be done in a way where it can be considered second screen viewing. Have you heard of this process, second screen viewing?
Like they don't want it to be the main thing, rather they'll like add it on to something else later.
No, it's basically something that you're like watching in the background. Like say like you're working on your computer and you have a second screen and you have the show
Oh,
running, or like you're on your phone and watching the show at the same time. So it doesn't require a lot of brain power to like watch it. So you're not
that's
fully engaged.
unfortunate. That's like, when people have The Office playing in the background or something. I know my sister does that.
Yeah,
So,
but people have The Office playing in the background because they've already watched The Office and it's just like
right.
on the background. Like this is the show where like I shouldn't be on my phone and like watching a show I've never watched before.
Correct. Yeah. Like this is Marvel. This is supposed to be a premiere show. This is supposed to add to the story. This isn't supposed to be bullshit.
Exactly, exactly. Like imagine like somebody being on their phone during Endgame. Like, bro, you're not gonna be on your phone during Endgame,
No, God, no. You're going to be immersed. Like,
right?
this is the pinnacle of everything. Like, oh,
So like they're
I'm
doing
upset.
this is what they're doing. They're like, oh, we need to make a second screen show, but like they're gonna spend 219 million on a second screen show. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah, I think there was definitely a disconnect between management and the writers, producers, whoever, because I think they were trying to make an actual show, and then some executive was like, "Hey, make it a second screen show. Cut all the good stuff out."
Like, where did all the money go? Unless it went to all the executives. Like, maybe they pocket the money. Maybe there's some kind of scheme going.
No, it's not that. What it is that they probably made a real show, then they cut a bunch of it out, and then the cost for the actual good stuff is still there, but we never get to see it.
I don't know. It's weird. This second screen, if that's the way the future is going, that's really, really bad. Like, you're not gonna have good shows if that's
No,
your thing.
no, like a lot of good properties will go under with that.
Yeah, and like we're not gonna cover second screen shows. Like we cover shows where there's so much detail that we have an entire podcast going through it. Like you've heard our podcast for Secret Invasion. It was not a good podcast because we didn't have a lot to work with. I mean, the only good parts was us joking around and making fun of the show, but
Right.
like there wasn't a lot of good material for us to go off. Whereas like if you watch our Game of Thrones, House of the
We
Dragon,
go in depth, yeah. Like we're
mm,
giving you lore, history, like the background of characters that are in the books but not in the show or the other show.
right?
Like we give you everything that goes with it. Like
It'll
there's
be
a
like
lot of good material.
right, it will be like, yo, when he said this, did you notice that it really, really meant this? And like you couldn't do that in a second screen show. That's just wild.
Correct. Yeah. Like I'm
Uh,
thinking even like Kenobi, right? It came out last summer,
right.
May, summer, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi could have been a second screen show, but
Yeah.
even that show had so much in it in those 6 episodes. It was phenomenal. Like,
I can see people saying like the first few episodes are a second screen show. I could see that. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it definitely seems like this is the way this is going. The fact that they have a word for this, there's an industry term for this is bad.
I'm surprised like you want to produce it that way. Like,
That's why they want AI.
why?
That's why they want AI so bad. Who better to produce a second screen show than AI? You get a whole script from AI, then you give it to one writer to kind of re-edit and revise it, and then boom, you're done. That's a second screen show right there.
God, this is like content addiction, and then people are just gonna put out bad shit just to like put it there.
Right?
Then we'll see it eventually on TikTok. Maybe Disney will make a penny off of it. But if they're getting billions of people making a penny, then that's worth it for them. Like, this is gonna be so annoying if this is the future of TV or shows in general.
I think that's also what they're doing with the new Snow White movie actually. Uh the Snow White movie, it seems like nobody wants to watch it. It seems like a hot mess. Like you got Rachel Ziegler out here uh talking shit about her own movie, kind of. Like she's not talking shit about her own movie. She is talking shit about Snow White in general, saying like, it's not the 1930s anymore. This is going to be super woke. This is going to be like, she's going to be a leader. She's not going to be waiting for a prince. And it's actually having a reverse effect on it. Like sometimes, like, when you go too far, the pendulum swings too far. It like people have a reaction to it. Like people are like, "What's wrong with true love? Like, what's wrong with like, Snow White was never about just like being a leader and stuff like that. It was about her being resourceful, and it was about her like, her personality and all this stuff. There's a lot of TikToks going around, going after Rachel Ziegler. Like, I kind of feel bad for Rachel Ziegler because I feel like she's getting the Brie Larson treatment at the moment, where like the internet is just roasting her for a bunch of interviews that they've done, and they cobbled a bunch of like unfortunate interviews together, and it does make it seem like she doesn't even like Snow White, the character.
This is, I don't even know what to think of that, man. Like,
The dwarves aren't dwarfs anymore.
what are they?
They're just regular people and one dwarf. They all look like hipsters from Brooklyn.
I'm out.
Right? And like and you know who's to blame for that? What's his name? The guy from Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage made that decision?
No, basically what happened was they're like, oh, they're Snow White's coming out, and then he tweeted something that like, it's 2023 and you're still putting dwarfs in these movies, and so they were like, fine, we're not casting dwarfs, and now all the little people are upset because they're losing jobs.
Yeah.
People, they're like, these are the kind of jobs that we get. Like, we're losing jobs. Like, being a dwarf is like a dream come true for some people. That's a huge character. Sleepy, Doc, Sneezy, like that's
all
a
of
huge
them.
character. They're really upset, and they're all mad at Peter Dinklage. Like, what? You got yours, and now that you got yours, you're trying to close the door behind you.
Yeah, no, Peter Dinklage has been problematic in the past too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he was actually the voice actor for a game I played called Destiny, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, by the third season of the game, they hired Nolan North, who was the voice of Uncharted and Drake, like Drake's Fortune, all that in the Uncharted series. He was Drake's voice, and then he became the voice that Peter Dinklage had initially, all because of a controversy. Yeah, like this is not uncommon for Dinklage. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think anyone's gonna watch this Snow White movie. Like, if like, first of all, Gal Gadot's in it, so I'm out.
Bro, let me tell you something. I didn't even know there was a Snow White movie until you just mentioned it. And I have a podcast covering like entertainment news, essentially.
Yeah, like it just seems like a mess. Number one, you don't get any dwarfs. Number one, there's no I don't know what they're doing, but it's gonna be a completely different story. So they're like, if you're doing,
why call it Snow White? Like,
exactly, that's what everyone's saying. Why call it Snow White then? Just make it completely different. And if you want to do an empowering version of Snow White live action and still have the core of Snow White still there, watch this show on ABC. It's probably on streaming. It's called.
oh wait. We can't.
But it's an old show.
I know, but we're promoting it as if it's new. We can't.
All right, fine.
Yeah, but I know what show you're talking about, and it was phenomenal because I did watch it in my college time, and this was 2014, 2015.
Yeah, this show used to come on once upon a time.
Wow.
What? I didn't say anything.
Get out.
All right. Last geek news. Blue Beetle is coming out right now, and they are talking about, there's like a lot of Latino unions that are getting together and organizations that are getting together to kind of promote this because none of the actors can.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, I feel bad saying that's good because, like, you know, they're on strike, they have rules to follow, and we're with the strike, right?
Right.
But in order to, like, we've been told that we're not doing a media boycott just yet, right? That we haven't been told to, like, not watch anything in theaters and really hit them where it hurts, right? Instead, we've been encouraged to go to the movies and check everything out just so they can show the studios, hey, this is how much money you're making, you know, you can give us a couple of more percentage of the profits of a movie and pay
Yeah.
for everybody's healthcare. Like, come on, it's common sense. So if
Yeah.
other people are going to promote it and people are going to go to the movies, that's fine. That's a good thing in this case.
Yeah. That's true. So we'll see. So yeah, a lot of that stuff. Speaking of union, did you know the VFX finally what you call it applied for a union? We've been saying this on the show forever, bro.
It's been at least a year we've been saying the VFX artists should have a union, and thank God they're finally getting one because they need it the most.
Yeah,
I know earlier in the session we were talking about reality TV needing a union. No, VFX artists need a union.
Yeah, because like the worst thing to happen if reality TV doesn't have a union is reality TV ceases to exist, which isn't really a terrible thing.
Right?
Like,
right?
I can live without reality TV. I watch it because I watch it, but I can live without it.
Correct. Yeah. Like it's just something to. It's a second screen show, right?
Right. Reality TV is a second screen show. Exactly. It's not.
And we're a third screen show technically.
I don't think we're even a screen show. We're like, put your AirPods on and just like listen while you run. If you're listening while you're running, just remember: breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Breathing through your nose. I don't know what else.
Through your nose, through your mouth. Exactly. Right. All right. Yeah. So that's cool. We're really excited about that. Speaking of like Disney princesses, there are rumors going around that Florence Pugh is being looked at for the role of Rapunzel.
Doesn't she have really short hair?
Yeah, well, I guess no one's gonna have Rapunzel's like hair. Rapunzel's like hair is probably gonna be CGI. I'm telling you, my friend.
Yeah, of course.
But people are reacting to it, and people are like, she's a little too old to be playing Rapunzel.
Is she though?
I don't know. How old was Emma Watson when she played Belle?
Oh my God, Florence Pugh was born in 1996. No, she's not too old.
How old is she?
She's like, what, 26, 27?
Oh, she's only 27?
Yeah.
She was dating like a 40-year-old like 5 years ago.
Okay, that's a different problem. But no, she's 27. No, she's 27. She's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I guess like because all the roles that she has been doing have been like very sexual in nature. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people are like, oh, they think she's older. And that's just creepy men putting her in those scenes, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
I've never seen her play a young person because she played someone much older than Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. How old is Haley?
I have to look that up because I can tell you. But I did look up how old Emma Watson was when she did Beauty and the Beast. She was 26.
Okay, that's fair. That's
fair.
Like,
come on, people. That's a completely appropriate age range there.
I still think Rapunzel should have been a Daisy person, though. I think that'll be cool. I know the girl from Never Have I Ever expressed interest in being Rapunzel, and I still think that would have been amazing. That would have been really, really cool. But I guess they'll go with the blonde.
The CGI blonde.
The CGI blonde. Yeah. All right. There's another controversy that came from Adam Levine. Sorry, not Adam Levine. Not Adam. Adam Devine.
Devine, yeah.
Devine.
I don't know. Is it Devine? I don't know.
Devine.
What was his name?
He's been in movies like Pitch Perfect and Workaholics,
Yeah,
and
he's the
lots
most
of
average
acting.
looking guy out of everybody. Yep.
He is average looking. Yeah, yeah. So he came out and said that comedies aren't being made anymore because of Marvel movies. And I don't really buy that.
It's not because of Marvel movies it specifically. It's because of corporate greed, which is the
Yeah.
root of the problem.
Well, here's
Like
the thing,
people
right?
always miss the point there.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? People are not going to watch movies for comedies, and they're only going for big blockbusters. And people think that's the problem to that is the big blockbusters like the Marvel movies, but that's not true. The In my opinion, I think it's the streaming services that screwed it up. Because who's gonna
Correct.
go watch a comedy when that comedy is going to be available for free in just 2 months? Like that's
Well,
wild.
free-ish. I mean, we're paying $8 a month for each service, so
Well,
soon
yeah.
to be 15.
Well, it's not free. It's money you're already paying,
Right.
right? So
You get
you're
a
like,
lot of more content for it than just
right.
paying $20 for a movie.
If I'm paying like $12 for HBO Max and a movie comes out in HBO Max in 2 months, I'm going to watch it on HBO Max because I'm getting my money's worth.
Well, we're gonna watch it, in theaters because we have this podcast. But the
Well,
average person will probably watch it in two
well,
months.
no, HBO has movies that come out that are not related to, like, I don't know. There's some movies out there that we haven't watched.
I'm sure they're probably direct to streaming movies too, of course. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But I think that's the reason they're making these direct to streaming movies, because they're like, no one's going to watch them in the theaters. I would love to watch it in the theater if it wasn't going to come out in streaming right away. Like, the only reason I don't watch it is because, like, nothing's going to get spoiled for me in 2 months,
yeah,
right? Like, these movies aren't water cooler talk.
they're not. No, like this isn't the most important thing ever. Like, you're correct. Endgame, my God, spoilers are rampant. Even like
Right.
the Thursday night before, because I saw it on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Because I had work. The Thursday night before, I had to like close down all my social media because I knew people were going to spoil everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely like. I go onto Twitter and I put like, what do you call them? Where you can block out, you can mute words, and then like that word won't show up. I do that, and then I just like try to leave it. But the thing is, like, back in the day when you would watch a comedy, like let's say
Anchorman,
The Hangover, what you call it,
Borat. I mean, I know I quoted that movie forever. Yeah.
People would quote these movies for months after they come out, for months, right? And like no one's doing that now, and it's because nobody is watching the same movies. It's like, I don't know.
There's too much content out there.
It's too much content. I don't think it's the fault of Marvel because there's no comedies out there. There's a lot of people who don't care for Marvel. You like this idea that like Marvel is what everybody ever watches is not true, because I've gone on plenty of dates and I'm like, hey, you want to talk about Marvel? And they're like, no, I don't watch Marvel. So trust me, there's so many people who do not watch Marvel. So you cannot blame it all on Marvel. They're not taking chances on movies because people aren't going to the theaters, and people aren't going to the theaters because people have a streaming service they're already paying for.
Correct. It comes back to corporate greed. That's what it is.
Corporate, and everybody wants to blame the Marvels. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's an easy punching bag. Like, the problem is Marvel rose as streaming services rose, right?
Yeah.
It's like direct correlated in the timeline. So people want to blame the wrong thing.
Yeah, of course. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, same thing with like animated movies, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to blame like, oh, we don't have animated movies in theaters anymore because, we have Marvel. Like, no, animated movies used to really make their money on DVD and VHS when people bought them later, right? But because of streaming, that's gone. That revenue stream is gone. So nobody wants to take a chance on animation anymore. That's what it is. It's corporate greed.
That's so true. And back in the day, everybody had Netflix. So when a show came out on Netflix, everybody watched it. Now people have 7 different streaming services. So not everyone's watching the same thing.
Correct. There's just too much out there. And like we keep up with it because, this is practically a job for us. But most people, like, I cannot talk to them about every single show I'm watching. Like, I'm
Yeah.
watching an anime called My Happy Marriage on Netflix right now, right? It's one of the more popular animes out there, but a lot of my anime friends aren't watching it. Why? Because there's so much other stuff out there right now. Like,
There's a
we
lot.
are in a golden era of cinema. I mean, we had Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, Barbie, like so many things coming through. Ninja Turtles is out right now. I still got to go see that.
I gotta see that too. I have no one to watch it with. I want to go watch Turtles. I
Oh
like
man,
Turtles.
I wish we lived next to each other. We could go see it together.
I know. I know. Oh,
Yeah. Also, there's that new Bollywood movie, Rocky and something, Prem Kahani. Like, I want to see that. Like,
ooh, should we start doing Bollywood on our show?
dude, I would love that. Can we do Bollywood?
Listen, guys, if you think we should start covering Bollywood movies, let us know and we'll start. We'll start a Bollywood day every Friday.
Yeah.
Would be Bollywood Fridays.
Well, I don't know about every Friday, but like, like once a month
Whatever.
we could do something.
Once a month, sure. Once a month.
Yeah.
We got some comments right here. Brown Boy Wonder said, just watch GT. Oh, Gran Turismo. And I thought I would hate it, but I loved it. It was like Cobra Kai and the movie Rush mixed together.
Yo, that's cool. I should go watch Gran Turismo this week.
Wow. Okay. I had no intention of watching Gran Turismo, but maybe based on this comment, maybe I will go see it.
I have to watch it. I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Growing up, I played Gran Turismo, like all of them. So it's pretty cool seeing this. Like, this is a movie made for someone like me.
All right, cool. Sounds really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I will go see that. I don't have a lot of people to go watch movies with, man. That's the main reason I want to get married, just so I can force someone to go to the movies with me.
Yeah. You're still gonna be watching movies alone, I promise you.
Oh.
I mean, that's the other thing. Like, movies are expensive. I get that. Like, I had the AMC pass for this reason, right?
Yeah.
It's $20 a month. It's actually worth it because one movie, if you see it in like IMAX something, it's gonna be $20. If you see 2 movies a month, you break even. You're doubling what you would have paid. So yeah, one movie breaks you even. If y'all want to see more movies, I do recommend the AMC pass.
All right.
And not because I'm a shareholder in AMC.
Oh, yikes.
It's okay. I have exactly 1 share, so that 30% drop didn't really affect me.
Was it like $5?
Yeah, I mean, I bought it in like at what, 2 something. So now it's at $3 something. I'm like, I'm still in the money. It's fine.
All right.
Anyway, it's
Anyway,
my 1 share, but I hang on to it.
all right. That was me with Movie Pass. I was like, this is gonna be a thing, guys. Movie Pass is gonna be a thing, and then they just went out of business.
Yeah. No. Fun fact: the only reason I keep the share is because, like, if you're an investor and you sign up on the app for the AMC thing, like once a month they'll give you something like free popcorn or free slushy or something, and so that thing, 1 share has paid for itself over and over.
What? I'm about to get a share.
Yeah, right. Buy 1 share to claim you're an investor, and then AMC will give you perks.
Movie hacks by Salaam nerds. All right, guys. Well, that's all the news we have for today. Jav, you got anything before we go?
Nah, I mean, I could go on about anime, and like, this is gonna be a fun weekend, but actually, it's 11/14. Yeah, the cool anime show that I watched, One Piece. The new transformation, which was shown kind of last week, but this week we'll have the actual fight. It came out 2 hours ago, so I'm gonna go watch that now.
Ooh, very cool. I am on episode 88 in
nice.
So I have a
long way
to go. I like it. After like I think 66 episodes, like the animation changes all of a sudden and it gets like all new and it looks nice. And I'm just like, okay, I can get behind this. This looks cool. And I was like, all right, this makes sense. And I really got invested in some of the characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're in for a ride because like let's come back on the podcast at some point when we get to like episode 300.
Yeah.
And then you will understand my obsession with the show and why I've been watching it for 20 years now.
All right. Well, I've been watching it for like, I don't know, 2 weeks now, and I'm at episode 100. They go by really quick, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, they're like 15 minutes usually if you skip the recap and all the intro.
Yeah. No recap, no title scene, no end credits, you can get like each of them done in like 15 minutes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 1520 is what it is. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. One more comment in the thing. It said the new TMNT is so good. The most authentic turtles from New York I've ever seen. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Brown Boy Wonder. One more movie for our list.
I was like, that's not me just slurring my words. That's, he already actually wrote that in the comment. Yeah.
Man, that means we're gonna have like 8 movies this in the next couple of weeks. We're gonna be recording every night.
Really? But we still got to do Mission Impossible. We still got to do
Correct.
TMNT, and we still got to
Correct.
do Blue Beetle. What else is there?
Shit. What was I saying earlier? I don't know. Let me just too much content, guys.
All right, too much content. Then we still got our reality show stuff coming up. So we got this Tuesday. We will have I think the Men Tell All on The Bachelorette, and then this Wednesday we're gonna try to do Mission Impossible. Is that right, Jazz?
Yeah. Okay. So have we done Elemental?
Elemental is like a movie that I would wait to come on Disney Plus. To be honest.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that later. Yeah, the new Dracula movie. It was like a ship, and they're transporting Dracula essentially. That
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So did we do Indiana Jones?
No, we did not.
Yeah, it's been out for a month. We're behind on that. Gran Turismo.
We can just wait one more month and it'll be on Disney Plus.
Mission Impossible. I did see this week, so but then Thursday was a bad day for me. So we still got to do that one. Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion. That's one. Another Disney movie.
Yeah, then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then this is the Dracula movie. It's called The Last Voyage of Demeter.
Ooh, Demeter.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, Demeter is running low on this episode, so we're gonna have to we're gonna have to get going. But thank you everybody for joining us, and we can't wait to talk to you guys next week. And until next time, guys, Salaam nerds.
Peace.